What you just said now is actually amazing, because I've had so many people come to me, my background in social work and everything, so many people come to me where they've had problems and issues in life, like dilemmas of moving forward around poverty, money, finance and everything. And the corporate company upstairs are saying that you have to give money to the church and you have to give money to us before you move forward. And I don't see that happening, because they can't even afford to buy food or that kind of thing. So the corporate companies upstairs that are controlling the churches and everything are putting a hardship on the people down below.
So let me respond to that, bro. Because I think, one of the ways that the Christian church converted the Roman Empire was that we looked after our own people. We looked after our widows, we looked after our orphans, we looked after our elders. But lots of churches, they organise themselves to do charity work out in the community, and they look after other people when they've got suffering people inside their own four walls and haven't yet managed to organise themselves to look after their own impoverished, to look after their own suffering. And I would challenge Christians, right? It says in Galatians, whilst there is yet time, do good to all people, but especially those in the house of faith. Why are you looking after the elders in the community if you're not looking after the elders in the fellowship? Why are you looking after the poor in the community if you're not looking after the poor in the fellowship? Why are you looking after the mentally ill in the community if you're not looking after the mentally ill in the fellowship? The reality is we need to organise ourselves to deal with the sufferings in our own church. Some of those problems are going to be bigger than the individual fellowship. If that's the case, unite with other fellowships until you can throw enough resources, time and people at the problem that you can look after the ones in need in the fellowship. And you just keep organising further and further outwards until you've applied enough resources to deal with the problem you face. It's simple sociology.
Excellent. The other question was, because like I said to you, I was a social worker before Christ and Jesus, and my pastor who's helping me, I saw a lot of children suffering, being groomed and abused by the high above hierarchy. And when I was discussing this with them, i.e. the church and everything, they basically ignored what was going on with the children. And then same children are growing up and they're leaving. They're leaving Jesus' following, Jesus' preachings and everything, because of the abuse that they've had from above in the churches, institutions that are like the care home.
Yeah, let me reply to that, which is that there's no doubt about it that institutionally the church has been infiltrated by paedophile gangs.
Yes.
The church has. It's a fact. We can't deny it. Let me finish. Many churches, both Catholic and non-Catholic. I mean, obviously, it's something that managed to... a brood of vipers definitely nested within the Catholic Church, but it's not just the Catholic Church. But the reality is that paedophilic abuse is across society. There are paedophile teachers. There are paedophile Muslim gangs that have groomed thousands of children in the north of England. And one second. Let me finish my reply. The reality is that Christians unanimously condemn the act of adults having sex with children. And there's no doubt about it that is exactly what we should do. Not like with the Muslim apologists in this corner who defend sex with children because their Quran makes it legitimate, their hadiths make it legitimate, and their Sharia manuals make it legitimate. There's nothing like that in the Christian faith.
So you're saying that the
Full stop.
Christians are doing something wrong, but the Muslims are doing what Islam is teaching them to do.
And that is the difference.
I work with the grooming grant, so that bit of knowledge that you said was wrong.
Yeah.
Let me just add to that. The Muslim grooming grant, there's no such thing as Muslim grooming grant. There isn't. What happened was the young girl was sold to the drug traffickers, human trafficking. So the parents, the white parents, were selling the girl to the thousands of...
No, that's not true.
Can I just finish? You've had your say. So the kids were sold to the drug traffickers because they were feeding the parents with the drugs and everything.
But why
So the
didn't
gang,
they do, why didn't
let me
they
just
do that
finish.
to the Muslim girls?
They
Why-
were doing the same thing to them as well.
No, that's not true.
Because I worked, can I just finish? Because I worked as a social worker and I worked in the refuge centres and across all the county line, and I discovered the same problem was going through not just religion, but through all communities.
And we've said that. And we've
Yeah,
said
you
that.
said
I
that
said
spot on.
I said that there are grooming
You should not-
gangs that have nested in the Catholic
As a
Church.
Christian, as
There
a
are
Christian, when I
paedophile
found the
teachers.
faith, you should not use a religion
No.
to specify the behaviour.
No,
'cause
no,
it's wrong.
no.
But
There
as
a
is
fellow Christian-
just
as a fellow Christian, you should not do that.
just
'Cause
as
that causes
just as
uproar in the community.
what I find though interesting is that you were happy to accept that there were paedophile gangs in the church, but the moment we mentioned Muslim paedophile
No,
gangs, you
they're-
got
they're-
upset about it.
No,
You
no.
got upset about it. You got upset about
there's
it.
a huge difference.
Saying wasn't used
There
to
were, but the point,
the Muslim,
the saying wasn't used to exploit the children, whereas the church
that
used the church.
there's plenty of child
to
abuse
show
going
that
off in Quranic schools. There's plenty of child abuse going off in Quranic
You
schools.
should not use like Christianity or Muslim to say, oh, the grooming gangs.
There are Muslim grooming gangs.
Because
There are Muslim grooming gangs.
Christians that become Muslims, Muslims that become Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't sin and not forgive them for their sins.
No.
Jesus does not-
It doesn't. None of that changes the fact
fact-
that there
the fact-
have been,
the
just
fact-
like there have been Catholic grooming gangs in the priesthood,
the fact you
there have
agree
also been Muslim
institutions
grooming
of both
gangs
and they're making
who have
money.
industrially raped and targeted white girls,
Yes, I agree.
and that is a fact.
But in the
That
community,
is a fact.
The fact is, it's all around drugs.
When
Human trafficking.
I definitely agree.
Religion doesn't play a
No,
part in
you're
that.
wrong. You're wrong.
You know what?
You're
when
wrong.
you speak to them,
You're
when
wrong.
You speak to them, they don't have no religion.
No, you're wrong
Me,
about
You
that.
have faith.
You're wrong about that. I'll give you an example. There was one of the gangs
Yeah.
that said the
Name
reason.
the gang.
I can't remember. It would take me some time to find it. But one of the gangs said that the reason why they hosted an underage minor and raped her was that they were celebrating Eid.
That's not true.
That's what they said. That's what they said in court.
Where's your facts?
It said it. I mean, I'll have to find the article for you. Send me an email. I'll find the article to you. I'll send it to you.
What they were doing, buying drugs, taking them girls around houses,
Yes.
and sexually exploiting
Yes.
them.
And what was the thing that united them? Were the Sikhs involved in that gang?
Pardon?
Were
Yes,
Sikhs
yes,
in?
they were.
No, hold on.
Yes.
That
They
you
were.
you go and look at these gangs and you look at the names of these gangs. The names are overwhelmingly Islamic names.
Share Punjab.
The
Let me
things
let me
that
ask you a
unite
question.
them,
You said
the things that
Sikhs involved
unite
in the
them.
gangs. I worked with Share Punjab.
Yeah.
And we took the girls away
Yeah.
from different people
Yeah.
that were sexually exploiting them.
Sikhs.
From the top. Yeah, with
Sikhs.
Sikhs, yeah.
Yeah, that Sikhs were exploiting Sikh girls.
No, Sikhs were helping me to bring the girls back
From who?
from different groups that were sexually exploiting
Does
them.
that include Muslim gangs?
We don't use the word Muslim Christianity.
No,
or
you
nothing.
don't use
It's
it.
trafficking.
You were happy to accept it when we said
No,
Catholic
you're
priests.
going- no, but you're
You were
going
happy
up.
to
No, I'm
accept
not.
it
I'm not.
when we talked about
No,
Catholic
no, no.
priests.
Catholic it's happening in all institutions. You said it's happening
Exactly.
in Muslim institutions.
It is happening.
Christian,
It is
Sikh.
happening across
It's
the
called-
board.
It's called human trafficking.
Yeah, it's not just, but there are Muslim rape gangs.
Do you
It's
know
a fact.
Do you know there's a Christian faith in India and a Christian
Yes, I know.
Hindu temple that basically groom little girls for the sex industry?
I can believe it. I'm not going to dispute it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
And
dispute that.
And they make a lot of money from it.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
So that's when we first touched on the subject.
Yes,
The
but when,
institutions are making a lot of money.
but
from
the
it.
only time that you got visceral in your objection, you were happy when I said that teachers did it. You were happy when I said that priests did it. But when I said,
What I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
I never denied Muslims don't.
to be clear, I'm not
Yeah.
saying all Muslims are involved.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
saying
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just to clarify,
So,
so
but
you
what
don't
I-
misunderstand
but
me.
what I'm saying
I'm
is,
not saying
you should not
like
use-
not all priests.
But what I'm saying, you should not use faith, because when you use faith like Muslims, Christians, Jews are raping girls, this and that, it causes uproar in the community.
Right, we
Not
we
all
shouldn't
Muslims
hide.
are raping. Not all
Let me
Christians
rephrase.
are raping.
Let me come back on that, because we shouldn't hide facts
Yes.
for the sake of political cohesion.
Yes.
And that's what you've just invited me to do. You've invited me to hide facts
No, I'm
because
not
you
saying to
don't
hide
want to
facts.
create uproar.
No, uproar.
There, no, let me finish. Let me
Don't
finish.
even say
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. No, let me finish. There should be uproar. that Muslim gangs, there should be uproar that Muslim gangs targeted white girls to rape them and groom them.
So it was all the colour about the skin.
The stats speak for themselves, bro. Tens of thousands. Tens of thousands. Are you denying it?
Show me your
Are you
facts.
denying it?
No, I'm not denying it.
Are you saying? Am I speaking the truth or not?
It's my expertise.
So am I speaking the truth or not? Tens of thousands.
No, it's not tens of thousands.
Right. Now we know. Now we know he's not talking about the
Shall I tell
facts.
you why it's not
Go and
tens of
check it
thousands?
right now. Whether there was tens of thousands of white girls groomed and raped. Go and Google it right now. See which of us is actually speaking facts. I challenge you.
Google.
Girls were raped. How many Muslim girls were raped?
They keep them numbers separate. You know why? Because, you know, let me just finish. The reason why, not just the Muslim girls, but Sikh girls and other
Which were targeted by Muslim grooming gangs.
You know the reason why?
Because you're defending Islam.
I'm not defending Islam. I'm
defending Muslim.
A couple of weeks ago, I
Because
don't
the
know if you
girls-
remember.
I do remember.
Okay, great.
Would you like to have another one?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, but this time could it be a bit fair with time?
Yes, of course.
And then while my voice is heard as well.
Yeah, your voice was heard plenty last time.
I
But
don't think it was.
right. Okay. Can I just let me just agree. Let me just. This is from the Independent.
Forget the journey.
Grooming epidemic as almost 19,000 children identified as sexual exploitation victims in England. So we are talking about tens of thousands.
That's not number.
Tens of
And how many of
thousands.
those 19,000 are Muslim girls?
Yes, exactly.
How many
And
are Muslim girls?
How many names have they put on there? There's no names.
If they don't discriminate about Christians, then why wouldn't there be Muslim girls?
Right. Almost 19,000 children have been sexually groomed in England in the past year. In the past year, 19,000 children have been groomed. This is after all of the discovery of this industrial rape, and it is still going on. Why? Because we have apologists like this in the social services that are trying to obfuscate the facts and hide the facts that this is still happening. He works in social services, he said, and he tried to lie about the facts on camera. This is why it's still going on, because our state workers are actively trying to hide it for the sake of political cohesion. Did you hear that, brother? For the sake of political cohesion. Do you remember? We shouldn't say Muslim grooming gangs, because if we say Muslim grooming gangs, there will be uproar in the community. So in other words, we filter the facts according to the political end that we wish to achieve. Well, I have a better idea. How about we allow the facts to guide the political agenda we wish to achieve? How about we allow the fact that there has been industrial scales of Muslim gangs grooming white children and raping them to decide our policies about how we defend those white girls from the Muslim grooming gangs in Rotherham, in Rochdale, in Oldham, in Bradford, in Birmingham, in Blackburn. Let's stop obfuscating. Let's stop hiding reality.
How many girls have you defended? Not even one.
My voice speaks out for them, does it not, right now?
Defended.
But you said that there were not tens of thousands raped. You said that. Put your hand up if you heard him say that. Put your hand up if you heard him say that. This man, there you go. So he lied about the facts.
The numbers are wrong.
And then put your hand up. Put your hand up if you heard him say he was a social worker. Put your hand up. So we have state workers lying about what is happening in this country. He lied when he said it wasn't tens of thousands of people.
not 10,000.
He lied when he said that it wasn't Muslim grooming gangs.
Oh, drug-
He lied, and that is why the problem goes on.
Why are you so against Islam? I'm talking about
You're a
human
liar, man.
trafficking.
Islam is based on
I'm not
lie.
even talking about Islam.
Why would you not be against a lie?
I'm even talking. I'm talking
Are
about
you for
human
lies?
trafficking.
You said that you're a Christian.
Human trafficking.
Wait, come on.
Yes,
I want to move the conversation on. Because you've presented yourself as a Christian.
Yes.
Do you believe Muhammad is a false prophet?
I'm not talking about religion.
I'm
at all.
asking you.
I'm learning about your.
Is Muhammad a false
Are
prophet?
you a false prophet?
No,
Why are you shouting?
I'm not a prophet.
I'm talking about.
Is
human-
Muhammad a false
Let
prophet?
me just talk
You've
to you.
presented yourself as a Christian. No.
Human trafficking.
Put your hand up if you're a Christian.
Put your hand. Hey, look.
Keep your hand up if you think Muhammad's a false prophet.
How do you know he's a false
Okay,
prophet?
so there we go. All the Christians see Muhammad as a false prophet.
Yes,
Do you say Muhammad is a false prophet?
I've not had that education at the moment.
So
I'm
you-
learning off you.
So you don't think Muhammad's a false
I'm
prophet?
learning off you.
Okay.
Why is he a false prophet?
I'll tell you why he's a false prophet. It's a
Tell
great
me.
question. I'll give you.
No, first before we move on
No,
to
no, no.
Muhammad, let's
I-
finish off the grooming gang.
No, I think that's
No, no,
done.
no.
I think
No,
that's
it's
done.
not.
I think that's done.
Why is it done?
Because let me. Yeah, because you got nothing to support what you're saying.
So my pastor, his name is Pastor Yvonne from Southall, yeah?
Okay.
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 So I welcome you to my church
I'll come.
on Sunday.
I would love to
Next
come.
Sunday
What's
in
the name of your
morning.
church?
Huh? Southall International Christian Church.
Okay, Southall International Christian Church.
Come on Sunday.
One Sunday we will come
Nice to meet you.
see if you're there. Peace
Take
be with you,
care,
bro.
yeah, peace,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Southall International Church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Different colours
Yeah.
from all around the
That's
world.
exactly how
My
a church should be. That's
Take
exactly
care.
as a church.
Christ is Lord.
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
If you listen to the first conversation, I just come into
Yeah.
Christianity.
You can't
Great, great. Let me ask you this simple question. No Christian would deny this. As a Christian,
I'm
do
just
you
learning
affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
Stop shouting, please.
Okay. Do you affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
Just stop shouting
Okay.
at the moment. I answered you a question,
Yeah.
right? Come on Sunday.
I will.
11th, and we
I will.
will talk there.
So answer this
I
question.
will
Do
see
you
you Sunday.
affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
I'm asking you a simple question.
I've said yes. I've said yes. Notice he doesn't affirm it. Notice he doesn't affirm it.
Answer.
No.
I'll see you Sunday.
No. Put your hand up if you're a Christian. Right. Do you affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
Amen. Jesus Christ is
Do you affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord? You put your hand up. Yes. Are you a Christian? Do you affirm that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad?
Everyone.
Everyone. There you go. Is Jesus Christ the Lord of Muhammad?
Yes.
Now you see, no Christian has a problem affirming that Jesus Christ is the Lord of Muhammad. I suspect that what we had here was someone who was pretending to be a Christian for the camera, and that he was actually a Muslim. A Muslim who only decided to speak up. He didn't speak up when I condemned the grooming gangs in the Catholic Church. He didn't condemn the fact that I condemn grooming gangs in the school and educational system. The only time that he spoke up was when I talked about grooming gangs in the Muslim community. And that is the problem.
Doesn't exist.
Until Muslims are willing to confront that there are such things as Muslim grooming gangs, that problem will persist. The Catholic Church has faced up to the fact that for decades it was infested by paedophiles. And now it has some of the strictest measures to govern the relationships of priests and children. We are dealing with our paedophile problem. But whenever we challenge the Muslims about their paedophile problem, all they do is make excuses. All they do is blame everyone else. All they do is say, don't look at us. It's racist to point the finger at us. Christ said, before you take the plank out of your before you take the speck of dust out of your brother's eye, take the plank out of your own. Well, we Christians are doing that in our community. We are tackling our paedophile problem. When will the Muslims tackle their paedophile problem? No, maybe there will be good Muslims. Don't say never. Give them hope. But the reality is, when their prophet had sex with a child, they are forced to defend it. He says I'm lying. He says I'm lying.
The example for mankind.
How old was Aisha when Muhammad married her?
Yes, 12 years old.
That's not true.
Or 9 some.
That is also not true. Shall I tell you what Sahih al-Bukhari says?
I am about hadith than you.
Shall I say? I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yes, yes.
Right. He says the hadith say 9 when they married.
Yes.
I'll show you that the hadith say she was 6 and that he consummated the marriage at 9. That's what his hadith say. So we'll see. He says I'm a liar, so let me get out the hadith.
Right now. Your hadith.
Will you reject Muhammad if I show you?